everyone, I'm Hermione. If you still find Chinese tones difficult, this video is for you. Today, I will teach you Chinese tones using the English tones you already use every day. Super easy, no confusion. We will do lots of practice together, so stay tuned. Let's start right away. First off, let's get one key difference straight. In English, tones are all about showing emotion, like when you say "what" to show confusion, or "stop" to show anger. But in Chinese, it's totally different. Tones actually change word meaning. That means the same sound with a different tone becomes a completely different word. For example, ma can mean mother, ma, horse, ma, or even a question particle, ma. And it's all just because of the tone. So today, we're going to learn all 5 Chinese tones, 4 basic ones plus 1 neutral tone, using simple English analogies. So you can pick them up really fast. Alright, let's kick things off with the first tone. So the first tone is a high flat tone, which we call 一声 in Chinese. To make this easy, let's connect it to something you already know in English. When you go to a doctor, what does a doctor usually say? They will tell you, open your mouth. Ah. That long, high, steady ah is exactly what the first tone sounds like. It's high, it's flat, and it doesn't go up or down at all, just like holding a high note in English. Now, this is super important because the first tone is our bass tone. If you don't get the first tone right, meaning you don't start high and stay flat, all your other tones will be off. Why? Because the first tone, which we'll get to in a bit, starts at the same high pitch as the first tone. So, let's make sure we master the first tone first, okay? Let's use a demonstration word to practice ma, which means mother in Chinese. The pinyin is ma. You can see the horizontal line above the a that marks the first tone. The pronunciation is simple. Start high, stay flat, just like the doctor's ah we talked about. Now, let's practice together. Follow me closely. Practice 1 for the first tone. First, I will say ma and hold it for 2 seconds. Then you repeat after me. Ma, got it? Let's do it again. Ma. One more time to make sure. Ma. Perfect. Now, let's practice a few more words, all with the first tone. Just follow my lead. First, yi, which means close. Yi. Yi. Next, wu, which is crow. Wu. Wu. Then, ge, meaning sound. Ge. Ge. After that, che, which is car. Che. Che. And next, ji, meaning chicken. Ji. Ji. Great job! Just remember, high, flat, steady. Exactly like the daughter, ah. Moving on to the second tone, it's a rising tone, or 二声 in Chinese. This one is actually really easy because we use this tone in English all the time. Think about when you ask a question in English. What? What? Really? Really? Your voice naturally goes up at the end, right? That's exactly what the second tone sounds like. The only small difference is the second tone starts a little lower than the first tone, then rises up slowly. It's like you are surprised or asking for clarification in English. Let me show you. Say, what? Out loud right now. Notice how your voice starts low and goes up. That's exactly how we pronounce the second tone in Chinese. Our demonstration word for the second tone is ma, which means name. The pinyin is ma, ma. You can see the rising line above the a. That's mark for the second tone. The pronunciation is start lower than the first tone. The first tone is high. The second tone is lower. You know? Then rise up, just like we did with what in English. Let's practice together. Follow me. Practice 2 for the second tone. I will say ma, low to high. Then you repeat ma. The second time, ma. Perfect. Now, let's practice more words with the second tone. Keep following me. First, yi, which means move. Yi. Yi. Next, wu, a common Chinese surname. Wu. Wu. Then, cha, mean tea. Cha. Cha. After that, ji, meaning lucky. Ji. Ji. Nice work. Can you feel your voice rising? That's exactly what we want. Just like asking, what? Great. Now, let's talk about the third tone. It's a falling rising tone, or 三声 in Chinese. This one is usually the trickiest for beginners. But don't worry, I will use English to make it easy for you. Think about what you see where in English. Like when you are thinking, hesitating, or not sure about something. Where? I'm not sure. Notice how your voice starts low, dips down a little, then rises back up. That's exactly the third tone. It's like U shape. No, down, up. The key here is to start at a low pitch, lower than the second tone. If the second tone is at this pitch, the third tone is at this pitch. Got it? And don't reach the dip and rise. Take your time with this one. Our demonstration word for the third tone is ma, which means horse. The pinyin is moa, ma. You can see the U shape above the a that marks the third tone. Ma. The pronunciation is start low, dip down, then rise up. Just like we did with where in English. Let's practice step by step so you get it right. Follow me. Practice 3 for the third tone. First, say where out loud in English. Where? Really feel the tone? Got it? Now, say ma with the same U shape. Ma, low, down, up. Ma. Let's repeat that. Ma. One more time. Take it slow. Ma. Good. Now let's practice more words with a third tone. Take your time. No rush. Just follow me. First, yi, which means chair. Yi. Yi. Great. Next, wu. Wu, meaning 5. Wu. Then, hao, which is good. Hao. Hao. After that, guo. Guo, meaning fruit. And last, li, which is inside. Li. Li. Great. You're starting to get that U shape, which practicing that dip and rise up. Keep practicing that dip and rise, and it will get easier. Next up is a fourth tone. It's a falling tone, or 四声 in Chinese. This one is another easy one, because just like the second tone, we use it in English all the time. Think about when you give a command in English. Stop. No. Quiet. Your voice starts high, then drops down quickly, sharp and sudden. That's exactly what the fourth tone sounds like. The key thing to remember here, the fourth tone starts the same high pitch as the fourth tone, then falls fast. It's short, sharp, and full, just like when you see stop in English. Our demonstration word for the fourth tone is ma, means scold. The pinyin is moa, ma. You can see the falling line above the a that marks the fourth tone. The pronunciation is start high, same as the fourth tone, then fall fast, just like we did with stop in English. Let's practice together. Follow me. Practice 4 for the fourth tone. First, say stop. Out loud in English. Feel that high to low drop. Got it? Stop. Great. Stop. Good. Now, say ma with the same sharp drop. Ma. Ma. High, fast down. Good. One more time, keep it sharp. Ma. Perfect. Now, let's practice more words with the fourth tone. Follow me and keep it short and sharp. Yi, which means meaning. Yi. Next, wu, which means fog. Wu. Then, chu, which means place. Chu. Great. After that, ge, a common measure word. Ge. And last, ji, which meaning remember. Ji. Great. That's the first tone. Short, sharp, high to low. You are doing great. Now that we've covered the 4 basic tones, let's move on to the fourth tone, the neutral tone, Qingsheng. You might be wondering, what exactly is the neutral tone? And how do we pronounce it? Well, it's really simple, and it has no specific pitch. It doesn't have a tone mark. Instead, You just say it softly and quickly, without rising or lowering your voice at all. Just like the other tones, let's connect the neutral tone to English to make it easier. Think about how you see the second ma in mommy, mommy, or mom in English. You don't stress it, right? It's light, quick, and soft. That's exactly the neutral tone in Chinese. It's super common in daily Chinese speech, especially in two-syllable words. Mama, 爸爸, 谢谢. If you skip the neutral tone and say both syllables with full tone, Mama, 爸爸, 谢谢, your Chinese will sound really robotic. It's like a robot, right? So this one is important too. Our demonstration word for the neutral tone is ma, which is a question particle, kind of like the question in English. The pinyin is just ma with no tone mark. The pronunciation is short, light, soft, exactly like the second ma in mommy. Mom? Let's practice together, follow me. Practice 5 for the neutral tone. I will say ma, short and soft. Then you repeat ma. Let's do it again. Ma. One more time. Ma. Good. Now let's practice more words with the neutral tone. Follow me. And remember to keep the second syllable soft. Mama. Mama. The first ma is a fourth tone. The second ma is a neutral. Next, 爸爸. 爸爸, meaning father. Then, 谢谢, which is thank you. 谢谢. 谢谢. Great. Next, 衣服, meaning clothes. 衣服. First, E is a fourth tone. Second, F is neutral. 衣服. Great. Just remember short, light, no pitch change. Just like the soft syllables in English words. Alright, this is all for today's video. We'll learn all 5 Chinese tones and practice them together. Great job to everyone who followed along. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this video to your friends who are learning Chinese tones. By the way, my next video is a pure practice version for Chinese tones. No extra explanations. Just follow along practice. If you need more tone practice and want to keep improving, be sure to watch the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone, I will see you in the next practice video. Bye! 再见!